All right, we are almost there, just about 9 hours away from that cold front arrival late tonight into the overnight, and one more afternoon of the 80s to get through. A beautiful start from our View Orleans camera as you look on to the French Quarter. Right now, it feels like temperatures are ranging from those low 70s on the North Shore, where humidity is lower because of that stalled boundary right across the viewing area, to the upper 80s or low 90s on the South Shore, where it's a lot more humid. So you stepped out this morning to mugginess, but we are waiting on that reinforcing trough to dig a little further south and bring our reinforcing cold front later on tonight. That's going to drop temperatures as well as dew points significantly. We'll see the dew point drop just under 40 degrees, and then temperatures drop about 15, struggling to get into the 70s tomorrow, which is a much welcome change. On the backside, we're going to have a big increase in winds out of the north, and temperatures will stay comfortable and below average all the way into your weekend. And the start of next week, we return to average. So all of this is coming from Canada and the Great Lakes, and you see the air up there much colder in the 40s and 50s now. It continues to dig further south as that front knocks on the door this evening, just north of us around 6 o'clock, and then past the viewing area and offshore as we head into the overnight hours, with those winds picking up quickly out of the north. That's going to mean the waters are choppy, so we do have a small craft advisory in effect from 10 p.m. Tuesday until 7 a.m. on Thursday. And those winds will be sustained somewhere between the teens and 20s. You'll notice they start to settle as we get into early Thursday morning, so that's why the small craft advisory does eventually expire. Your overnight temperatures on Thursday morning will be in the 40s north of the lake. We'll see 50s across South Shore locations and maybe a rogue 60-degree mark down towards the coastline. Heading into Friday, a brief jump in temperatures up towards the 40s and 50s, and then we'll start to see more widespread 50s and 60s over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. But of course, as we get to the middle of October on the calendar, we have 6 weeks left of hurricane season, with it ending on November 30th. And traditionally, we don't see as many widespread threats for localized tropical development concerns. Of course, watching these two different areas at once right now, this initial spot that we've been keeping an eye on in the open Atlantic looks very less than threatening, but it will continue to likely increase in strength as it heads towards a slightly more favorable environment close to Puerto Rico over the next couple days. We'll be watching that. Also, a very small area of potential development closer to Nicaragua. We'll be watching that as well. But the good news is that while there's a little moisture in the atmosphere and the water is slightly warmer off to our east, we are looking nice and dry over the Gulf of Mexico, so that should help to destroy anything that did get its act together to develop. As we continue into the next 7 days, look at this sunshine. There is not a single rain chance in the forecast. We're not seeing rain alongside either of these cool fronts, so temperatures will continue to drop off into the low 70s, and we'll see those mid 70s by Friday, sunny and 75, and then the upper 70s into the weekend and low 80s on Monday. Temperatures overnight again in the 40s or 50s.